All right, so now you guys are in groups, and you should each have a piece of paper in your group that says Biomolecules poster and presentation. So right now, make sure that you're looking at that. It's going to be in front of you, or it should be in front of you. All right, it says Biomolecules poster and presentation. At the very top, you need to put your biomolecule. I also want to point out that you're only turning in one of these per group. So make sure that you have your group member names below, okay? Everyone in your group. Everyone who's doing the protein, or everyone who's doing the lipid, or everyone that's doing the carb or nucleic acid. Make sure you have your period, your class period, not your lab period. If you have class third period, then write third period. If you have class seventh period, then write seventh period, please. And the date. All right, down below that, it says, for this poster, you will gather information on one of the biological macromolecules. Each person in your group must have at least one of the following jobs. Please write the name of the person responsible for each job in the empty box. There are 6 jobs, and if there are more than 6 people in your group, then you'll have to double up on a few of these jobs, but you have to have your name in at least one of these spots, okay? So these are the jobs that people need to do to get ready to make your poster, which you're going to make. First job is defining the biomolecule. So not defining the word biomolecule, defining your biomolecule. So if your group is carbohydrates, you are going to put down the definition of carbohydrates. The next one is draw the structural formula. So you might want to use Google for this, or you could just look up my slides and use the slides, because you have pretty simple versions in the slides, and sometimes Google can be a little confusing. Make sure you draw in all the atoms when you do your structural formula. Don't abbreviate. For example, you know how the lipid is the E? Don't just draw an E and label it the structural formula, okay? Next, someone needs to find out what kind of foods it's found in. Now, a lot of foods have protein in it, but if your molecule is protein, I want to know what foods have the most protein in them, okay? So that's job number 3. The next one, how does it help our body? Why do we need it? Like, find out what would happen if all of a sudden your diet was really low in whatever molecule you were assigned. Okay, if you were assigned nucleic acids, what would happen? How does it help our body? What does it do for us? What would happen if we couldn't make it anymore, or if we didn't have the ingredients for it? Which brings us to monomers. What are the subunits of this molecule? And I also want to point out that if you have lipid, it is not going to have monomers, but you can still list the parts. One of the most common lipid molecules, the triglyceride, which we talked about in the notes, has 3 fatty acids and a glycerol. So you can list that on your poster. And the last job is 2 random interesting facts. So you can't repeat. You can't repeat something that someone already found in another one of the jobs, okay? It can be related to one of those jobs, but it can't be the same fact. All right, so this is basically a bunch of information that you need to make your poster, and you need to get this information and fill out this piece of paper before you start making your poster, okay? So then you have who will do this. So in the who will do this boxes, you need to put the names of the people who are going to do those things, okay? Make sure you do that. At the very bottom of the page, it says to help things move smoothly, determine who your experts are. So you have 4 major areas there. You can have 1 to 2 to 3 people there. And just because someone is down an illustration, it doesn't mean that they're the only ones who can draw. Other people can too. They might want to start things. Or not. Everyone can just share. But anyways, your areas of expertise will be illustration. So figure out who draws really well in your group. Penmanship, who has the neatest handwriting. Speaking, who is best at public speaking, because you will present these. And when you present them, whenever you present something in my class, I don't require that you do a ton of speaking. I would like you at least to try to do a little bit of it if you're presenting. Like I might ask you a question if you're up there and you haven't talked. But if someone in your group is really comfortable with public speaking, then they can do most of the explaining of the poster. And the next one is design. So who is really good at designing things? If you're really good at designing, then you should probably be like right at the poster talking about what should go where. Okay. So all of this information, again, is going to go on a poster. What I want you to do at the very least this period, I want you to get this sheet of paper filled out. When you turn in your poster, this piece of paper needs to be stapled to the back. Okay? I hope you heard me say that. Do not throw away this piece of paper. It will get stapled to the back of your poster when you turn it in. Okay? As a matter of fact, you can just get a poster and staple it if you finish today with this piece of paper. Okay? So, the poster board that I want you to use is in the back of the room, in the corner that does not have the eye washing station in it. So opposite of the eye washing / shower / goggles corner, on top of that cabinet, there are a stack of poster boards that I want you guys to use. And most of you probably already know where all of the markers are. So all of your materials that you can use to design, those are in the craft cupboard. I know there's someone in the room who knows where it is. So whoever that is, if you're sitting in the classroom right now and you're listening to this and you know where the craft cupboard is, go ahead and point to it, please. Thank you. All right. So just as a little demonstration, obviously your poster won't look like this, but just to give you an idea, when you go to design this thing, you could put like the name of it here, draw the structural formula. Over here, you could put foods and then put different foods that it's found in. If you have the opportunity, you can print out pictures. Or if you have a really good artist in your group, they can draw pictures. 2 random facts. You can put your facts, something like here, definition over here, how it helps our body right here. And the only thing I forgot to put on here are its parts. Remember, lipids don't have monomers, but they still have parts. And one of the most common lipids is the triglyceride. So you could put on here somewhere that it's 3 fatty acids and a glycerol. All right. Now, once we're done with these, so you're going to have another period to work on the poster. Today is mainly planning, probably. So getting this information and deciding who's going to do what. Once you are done with the poster, every class will have a nucleic acids poster, a proteins poster, a lipid poster, and a carbohydrate poster. Okay. And we are going to vote on the best ones after we've presented. And the 4 best posters, so the best one for protein, nucleic acid, carb, and what am I missing? Lipid. They're going to go on the outside by the door. Okay, so you guys can review. All right, that's about it. Make sure that you don't waste this period. Like I said, I expect the sheet that we just talked about that should be in front of you that's labeled biological or biomolecules poster presentation. I expect that to be done, not turned in, because like I said, you have to staple it to the back of your poster that you're going to work on in the next period that we get to work on this. Okay, and turn that in. Message me in the Remind app with questions, please.